Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the Socratic Sisters Podcast. Or no, not a the.
I think it doesn't
Socratic
matter.
Sisters Podcast.
Socratic Sisters. we'll figure it out, but
yeah, we're kind of
like
trying to play
the
it
Socratic
by ear.
Sisters like that's just so long.
It's too much. I like Socratic Sisters Podcast.
Okay.
Because I think like the Socratic Sisters makes me think of the Psychic Twins.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who? Oh my
No.
God. Friends of Shane Dawson.
Oh, I haven't watched him in a long time.
They did like those psychic readings on him and he was like, oh my God, psychic. You know, when he did like the conspiracy theory videos.
I love the conspiracy theory videos.
And they were all like so stupid. Like the Chuck E. Cheese pizza one was my favorite.
That's my favorite.
Are you going to cover that one at some point?
I hope so, probably.
Anyway, so this podcast is going to be just talking about stuff, I guess.
So you'll start off this week with a topic that you've been really interested in, which is what?
Which is
the boat, right?
The boat, the Ship of Theseus.
The Ship of Theseus.
That's going to be our first topic today. I think it's pretty like easy to comprehend. It's like a good intro into some philosophical thought. But, you know, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, ew, philosophy.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it cute.
Yeah, in like a fun way, because I've definitely like talked to people about this and then they've like, I've seen their eyes glaze over.
They're like, what the
because most people are not as into philosophy as I am, and I understand.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. So you're
and
gonna
I get
have
that.
I might glaze over.
So you are my
I'm your test subject.
You are my audience.
Yeah.
That I am trying to fit what I say to.
Sure.
I have to make sure that you understand it. You are my threshold.
Talk to me like I'm 5 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. So this week we're going to do a little philosophical thought experiment. And then next week you will do
the Titanic conspiracy theories.
Something, yeah. That's
so
fun.
I have various theories that I found. And if you haven't gone through the rabbit hole of like Titanic theories, it's crazy.
I actually haven't, so I'm kind of excited.
I know so many people who have done that. Like when they first watched Titanic, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to look for everything that's ever happened. Or
I also have never seen the Titanic. I don't think I've seen clips, but it's like so long.
It scared me the first time I watched it because people were like falling off the ship, obviously, and
right.
It was terrifying. Now I kind of like it because it's like romantic, but
sure,
it's supposed to be.
But like Jack and Rose weren't real, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, we'll save that conversation for next episode. So this episode, we're gonna focus on some philosophical thought.
Oh wait, we should also say we're sisters.
We are sisters. That's important.
Sisters. We grew up together.
We did grow up together. I don't think we spent more than like 3 days apart until you went to college.
I know.
Like we are intertwined.
It's kind of crazy. We're always called like twins when we're 3 years apart.
Because I understand it.
I do too.
If you had to look at us
annoying.
right now and decide which one of us
we
was
should
older.
Also probably say our names.
It's just
we have not said our names yet.
Yep, that'll be helpful actually because you need to be able to place our voices because they're so similar.
We sound the same, yeah.
So my voice here, me, philosophical girl, I am Sadie. I am the younger sister.
Yeah.
I'm 22. Maybe by the time we actually get this up, I'll be 23 already.
Probably, actually, in like a month.
It's a month away.
Oh my gosh, that's
hopefully
exciting.
it doesn't take us that long to get this out, but that's on me.
We'll see.
So we'll see.
That's all you. And then I'm Maggie. I'm the older one with conspiracy theories, and I love just a theory. And I do want to preface that the conspiracy theories I cover in these episodes, I don't always believe them. Like some of them are insane crazy, and if you believe that, that's great. That's your prerogative. I am not as crazy. I just like hearing them.
We just find it fun to talk about.
It's really fun to talk about.
That's all we're doing. We're not claiming to know the truth about anything. We are purely speculating.
We're just having a little fun.
There was one.
We are not experts.
No, there was one on the list that I was like, girl, we're going to get in trouble talking about
is it the Luigi?
Yes. I was like, girl, we can't talk about this.
I need to talk about Luigi, okay?
Oh my God. But it's okay. We'll give massive disclaimers before all of those. The philosophical ones we don't need to worry about too much because it's just like Thomas Hobbes thought this about what our dreams mean, and we'll get there at some point.
I love dreams. Okay. Yeah,
I woke up in like a cold sweat last night. I was like, oh my God, I need to do an episode on dreams. What are dreams? And then I was like, wait, it's gonna kind of turn into conspiracy also.
It could like definitely it could be like a little like segue to something else.
We could do like a duo episode.
Yeah, we could. Okay.
We decided.
Okay.
That'll be, if we put it at the bottom of our list, that'll be in about a year.
Yeah, so look out for that.
That'll be fun. So this podcast is going to be just for the girlies.
It will be for anyone.
I want to specify, when I say girlies, I mean like the state of mind that is girlies.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Not just for women.
No.
This is for anybody who identifies with the term girlies.
And if you can stand our voices for like more than an hour, congratulations.
Yes. Then it's for you.
Yes.
But like if you like enjoyed the Barbie movie, this is for you. You can be a straight man.
Yes.
And still be a girly.
You're still a girly in our minds. Like, you're with us.
So this is for you. And it's like, I'm trying to really, I was writing my notes last night.
Uh-huh. I did it 2 days ago. So.
We had weeks to prepare for this.
I know.
And I wrote them last night. Anyway, but I was like, oh my God, I really need to like dumb some of this down because it's even hurting my brain.
No, mine is kind of dense.
So we're going to try really hard to make this like the most accessible,
easy to follow
conversations, because I know how like terrible it is to take like a philosophy class and have a terrible instructor.
Yeah.
Who is so boring and just like.
I had an ethics teacher just like that. And I was like, I don't understand this.
And that's why people hate philosophy.
They don't get it.
And I understand now because like in high school we had the best philosophy teacher. She made me fall in love with philosophy.
I literally like went to major in anthropology because she was my anthropology teacher, and I was like, wow, awesome. This is hard.
We should send this to her.
We should.
Do you think she'd be proud of us?
Would she remember?
Or she'd be like, I don't know who you guys are.
Also, I do want to warn that I will interrupt. I don't care.
And that's what I want. Like, I am planning. My notes are probably like 7 pages long.
Oh my God. Mine's like 2.
But also, I think I'm going to have to break mine into a part 2.
Okay, yeah. We could do that.
My main source is this book that I think Mom gave me when I first started studying philosophy in high school. And I was like so into it. And she gave me this book that she used in college. And it's like pretty old, like from the 90s, but that's okay.
So old.
But like in the grand scheme of philosophy, that is brand new.
That is so brand new.
But like this book has a whole chapter on like what I would have to turn into a part 2.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't just make this into a little ending part. Like this needs to be a whole separate episode.
That's fine.
So that we'll get to that point.
We'll figure it out.
And we'll see how we're doing on time. Anyway, are we ready to get into the Ship of Theseus?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Okay, I'm so excited. I hope everyone's excited.
Cue the music. Da, 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 da. I don't know, theme song. Da, 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 da. Let's start.
We haven't even decided on a title yet. Do we have a theme song?
TBD.
Okay. Okay, this is my favorite philosophical experiment.
I love it.
Yeah, this is like
it's so interesting.
There's a lot of ones that I like, but this is definitely my favorite, and I've talked about it. If you have met me and we've had a full conversation about my interests, I have asked you about the Ship of Theseus before. Like, this is just, we've talked about it several times, I think.
Several times.
But we've never really gotten that deep into it.
No.
Because I did like research for this.
That's crazy.
Most of it was from my own brain, from my memory. But
like, actually,
some
I
of it was research.
My brain, so.
And just a warning, I am going to say ship a lot. Ship. Sorry if I say shipped or ship. If I say it wrong, like we're not, this is a safe space. We're not.
Is it though?
This is a safe space.
I will make fun of you if you do something stupid.
That's fair. Okay, ditto. And I really want you to, like, you and the listeners, I want you guys to really immerse yourselves, because this is something that really requires some like thought and some consideration. And I'm going to ask you a lot of like questions throughout. And you might change your mind throughout, and that's fine.
I feel like I will. Okay.
That's fine.
Go off.
That's great. Okay. I'm going to tell you the story the way that my religion and philosophy teacher in high school told it to us. Okay. Imagine a wooden ship, right? Going on a big, cool journey.
Woohoo.
With a crew of sailors and a captain named Thesius.
Were they cute?
Maybe. They were Greek.
Oh, they were cute.
They were ancient Greek. Theseus is like some Greek hero, but honestly I feel like he's probably more known for this.
That's crazy.
Than whatever
like
he did
else.
I think he like killed some beast or something.
Good for him.
But like Hercules did that a million times, so like
yeah. Okay,
anyway,
got it.
So after the big journey, it docked in Athens. So they were all from Athens, and they came back and they were like, hey, we're home. And everyone in town was like, oh my God, you guys are so cool. You guys are really cool. This is awesome. Hot. You're so hot.
I don't know why I'm just so focused on them being hot.
I mean, like, they probably were. Have you seen those, like, sculptures of their faces?
Yeah, but have you seen the whole sculpture of their bodies?
Like
sometimes
David?
They have small dicks.
You're talking about David?
Yeah.
Was he Greek?
I don't know.
Or just old?
I haven't looked into it.
He was oh my God. Sorry, art history people.
They're yelling
I forgot who created David. Was it David? Is that the statue of that guy? With the wiener?
Mm-hmm, that's David.
Okay. It was some sculptor. Anyway.
Keep going.
We keep going.
Sorry, I got
so the sailors are like in the bars and they're like talking it up, saying like, yeah, this journey was like wild.
Yeah.
You guys, like, this was crazy. And then like eventually they have kids and they're like telling their kids like, hey, your dad, I was in this
Hella
ship.
Fucking hero.
we were doing shit. And these stories get passed on and on and on through generations. So everyone knows about the Ship of Theseus, and it's like docked in the water in Athens, and people come and see it, and they like, I don't know if they had they didn't have cameras at that point.
Probably not.
They're like posing in front of it with like a peace sign and duck lips. But
that's terrible.
Sorry. But yeah, so years passed, or decades really, and like everyone who was on the ship is dead. Just from natural causes. Like, people didn't live very long. Everyone's dead, but at this point. But the legend is still going on, and the ship is still there. So everyone still knows, like, yeah, this is the Ship of Theseus. Love it.
Yeah.
It's like a landmark.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Wait, do they have, like, a plaque?
Maybe they have a plaque. I'm not sure.
They should have put a plaque so you could remember.
Yeah. R.I.P. sailors and Theseus. Okay, my first question. Stop. My first question for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
After all of the people from the ship have died, is this still the Ship of Theseus?
I would say so, yes.
So Theseus is also dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
It belonged to him, belonged to them. I say it's still the Ship of Theseus.
Okay. Sure.
Oh.
No.
Am I wrong?
I would say the same thing.
Okay.
But like, if you at home, if you think a different thing, that's totally fine, as long as you can back it the fuck up, okay?
In the comments below.
Yeah, back it up in the comments below with your arguments. Oh my God, whatever. So over time, the planks of wood, because it's a wooden ship, they start to rot in the water. Because you can't just leave wood in the water.
Chilling in the water.
It's just chilling in the water.
Is it on like a dock?
Yes.
Okay.
It's docked. Like, people come to the dock and see it, and they're like, oh, the ship,
Oh, okay.
I don't think they would let people in it, probably.
Probably not. It's probably a hazard.
It's old. Yeah. But it starts to, there's like probably someone who maintains it, right? And keeps it clean.
Gotta be.
So.
Like Jeff down the road.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff loves that boat.
Probably. Maybe it's like the great-great-grandson.
He's like, this is my duty.
Theseus.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like, that adds a whole nother layer. That's not part of the story. Take that part out, actually.
I just made that up.
Ignore that part. Anyway, so the planks start to rot and they're replaced with new wooden planks, but one by one.
Okay.
So, you know, this person who's Jeff who's maintaining it is like, oh, this plank is bad. I guess I gotta replace it. They get the same kind of wood from the same
as the old
place.
One?
Yeah, from the same forest.
Okay.
They go cut it down. They get the same size plank. It looks the same. It's just not rotten. And they replace it. They replace one of the planks. Mm-hmm. So is it still the same ship after one plank?
One plank, yeah.
One plank? Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
What about once every plank has been replaced? Is it still the same? Why are you giggling? This is very serious.
I don't like it.
This is very serious. This isn't like a gotcha thing. This is like, I'm genuinely curious what you think.
So when every plank is replaced, it's still in the same spot?
Yes, it's still in the same spot.
They haven't moved it?
No.
I would say it's still the same.
Okay.
For now.
Okay. For now.
It's still, they still refer to it as that. Probably.
This is true.
They're still like, oh yeah, that's still the Ship of Theseus.
So you think, like, even though its body has been completely replaced,
yeah,
it doesn't make a difference?
I think because it's in the same location, and even if you were there when it was older, and then you came, like, you left and then came back and it was, like, completely new, like, you're like, oh, they just redid the Ship of Theseus. Mm-hmm. Like, you would still call it the Ship of Theseus.
Yeah, like, we do that with buildings, right? But then, like, that still just got, like, brings up the question, like, if we tear down a building and then build it back up, is it the same building? No. Or is it just that it's a gradual process, do you think?
Interesting.
This is just me asking your opinion.
I think since it's gradual, maybe it becomes the Ship of Theseus. Because it's like, okay, I'm going to replace this one. I'm your buddy. We're going to, like, I'm going to take your place. You're going to get out of here. And so they just kind of, like a relay race kind of, they just like pass the baton. They're like, this is your destiny now.
The planks of wood?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So now they're like, I am now the Ship of Theseus. Does that make sense?
So it's like the Pope. Like the Pope dies and they replace it. And it's still the Pope.
It is still
this
the Pope.
This new guy is now the Pope.
Yeah. Like they still have the same name. But it's like, but that doesn't, see, but that is tricky.
That is tricky.
Because technically it's not the original Ship of Theseus. It's a new Ship of Theseus.
Okay. You think it's a new ship, but it should still be called the Ship of Theseus. Yeah. Okay.
It would still be referred as that.
Sure.
I don't like this. I feel judged.
I'm not judging you. No. I actually do agree with you.
Okay.
So, but again, like at home, if you disagree, if you have a different thought, that's okay. We're all, we're all valid.
Don't think the same, and that's terrible.
Okay. Or that. Anyway, we're going to go through a few theories. Okay. This isn't the whole story yet, but we're going to pause and do some theories real quick.
Okay.
So first is the same body theory. So this is basically if you believe that the ship stopped being the Ship of Theseus after any number of planks were replaced, then you likely believe that the body holds identity.
Interesting.
This is called the same body or physical continuity theory. I think it's usually just called body theory. But I'm trying to be fancy.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Those big words.
And it's the belief that your physiology is basically what makes you who you are. And it also includes that your brain is the root of identity, which is often brought up as its own theory. Like if you took my brain out and put it into a different body, then it's like
a different person.
It's a different person. But that's like a whole different theory.
Yeah.
Usually, but it is still your brain's part of your body. So right. I'm lumping them together.
Yeah. In my opinion, I feel like it's less about what's in your body. It's more like your soul. That makes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk about soul theory later.
Perfect. I'll wait.
Actually, I think that's in the part 2.
Oh.
So sorry.
That sucks.
So sorry.
I was so excited.
Anyway. Okay, I'm going to butcher this name. I don't know where this name is from, but it's a philosopher's name. Are you ready?
Oh.
Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz.
I feel like I've heard that.
Anyway, he came up with the indiscernibility of identicals.
Okay.
So that basically says that if any two things are to be considered identical to each other, so the beginning ship and then the transformed ship, if they are to be the same thing, then they have to share all of the same properties. So this means that, according to him, as soon as one plank was replaced from the ship, it's not the same. It is not considered identical because it has a different property physically. But we're going to talk about what makes a ship a ship.
Okay.
You know, ships can look different.
Yeah. 100%.
But they can still be ships.
Right.
So what makes a ship a ship?
Such a good question. Please answer that question.
I was kind of asking you.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
oh.
I thought
it floats.
It floats. That makes it a...
People can be on it.
Okay.
Sometimes it sinks.
Like, we'll discover next time.
Next time. Guess which one?
So I'm going to give you the answer.
Yes, please. Please give me the answer.
So basically, nobody knows.
What the
Sorry.
Me too.
But so there are essential properties and accidental properties of everything. Okay. So any one thing has both of these.
Okay.
And essential properties are parts that need to remain the same for something to retain its identity.
Okay.
So something you can't change or else it becomes something else. Sure. And then accidental properties are elements like common elements that can be changed and the thing can still have the same identity. So example, I have long brown hair. This is a feature that can be used to identify me, right?
Or me.
Or you. Fuck. But if I shave my head, I'll look different.
You should.
But I'll still be me. Like, I'll still be...
You'll still have your personality and everything.
Yeah, I won't be different enough to lose what I am. I'm still a human. I'm still me.
Right.
So that's an accidental property.
Interesting.
If you have a dog and he loses his tail...
Oh.
Yeah. It's still a dog. Yeah. It's just not what a typical dog would look like.
Yes. Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Essential properties are harder to define. A tree and a piece of paper are not the same thing. Correct. But at what exact point in the paper making process is the tree no longer a tree?
Good point. Good point.
So then that goes into like, some people might think like, well, as soon as the ship is like halfway replaced, once it reaches like 51%, then it's a new ship.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do those people then call it completely different name to refer to it?
I'm not sure. I think it's just like that's some people's answer to the question is like that's when it stops becoming the ship, is once the body's halfway transformed.
Yeah, I think just like my mind won't get away from like, since it's still called that, it still is. You know,
that's how
my mind is just.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay,
and that's how I feel too. Okay, ready? Another philosopher's name, even older guy, Heraclitus.
Woo.
Okay, he famously said, "You can't step in the same river twice."
Yeah, you can. What do you mean?
I know, when I first heard that, I was like, the fuck?
Yes, what are you talking about? I've been to this one river many times. Yeah. It's our favorite river.
I love the river. No, so basically what he means...
Please tell me what he means.
What he means by that is that everything's always changing. And once something changes, based on the last guy's thought, it's a new thing.
So since the river is like flowing, it's not the same piece of water that you were just before. Okay, that makes sense. So you can step in a river for a second and you can like take a picture, right? And in that picture it is frozen in time for in that moment. But if you don't take that picture, you don't freeze it. Yeah. If you're just standing in a river watching it flow, it is constantly changing. Every second it's different. I hate that.
Right? What if I told you we do the same thing?
What?
We are also constantly changing.
Ew,
physically.
Yeah, we are.
Because we are
We're
a machine.
Dying.
Yeah. There are inner workings always. There are physical properties that are changing very slowly, so slowly that we can't see them change. But there is always things changing. at the cellular level.
Terrifying.
Right?
Okay.
So you can't step in the same river twice because you can't, you right now in this second can't do anything twice because you're only you for a second.
Oh, I don't like that part of it.
I don't mean neither.
Oh my God, I'm going to have an
But I actually didn't even have that written down. I just like,
no.
I just felt like throwing that in there just for fun.
You're like, I'm going to kill Maggie.
Anyway.
Really fast.
But yeah, like a river is also constantly changing because there's constant movement. There's like rocks being moved around. There's erosion happening on the sides. There's like animals and bugs that are living and then dead the next second. Like,
why'd you have to bring that up?
Sorry. That's what I was thinking about. I was like tadpoles and shit. Like,
yeah, they have a very...
When does a tadpole become a frog?
I don't know.
New question.
I don't know. Look it up. Look it up.
This is the theory you're looking for.
Ooh,
right?
Maybe.
Psychological continuity theory, which says that our identity is actually rooted in like the stuff in our brains. Not our brain itself, but our memories and our consciousness and our preferences. And I would add in like in our social relationships too, because those are kind of stored in our mental whatever the fuck.
In our brain.
Yes. In our mental whatever the fuck.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of zoning out right now.
No!
I know. Okay.
This new theory.
Yes.
Is like the basically whatever's in your mind is what makes you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Which is what you would subscribe to, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Like I have my inner thoughts and everything. Those are me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm going to talk more about that in part 2. Because that one is where it goes into memory and all of that.
Keeping us on our toes.
Sorry, but there's like actually too much to talk about.
It's valid.
So sorry. And I figured like it might be nice to go into that more with a fresh mind.
Yes.
Maybe, because it gets a little deeper and denser. So for now, we'll just stick with the ship.
Just the ship. Okay.
So, new question in the dilemma. Ready? New development. Boop, 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 boop. Alert. Sorry, you didn't like that?
Go ahead. Do it again.
No. Alert. Extra, read all about it. What if there were 2 ships?
Why are there always 2 ships? Sorry, I'm thinking about the Titanic now.
Oh my God. Wait, true. Which one was the real Titanic?
Okay, no, that's next week.
That's next week. Come back next week to figure out which one's the real Titanic.
Wait, okay, so why are there 2?
Okay. So as the rotten pieces are taken off the ship one by one, Jeff, right?
Jeff,
our guy.
At least he's like taking care of him.
He is. He's doing a great job. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
Really a like person for the people.
Is he though? Because we're all going in existential crisis.
He is.
Crises.
Like, he is kind of the cause of it. Because if he had just let the ship disintegrate,
it would have been like, the Ship of Theseus is gone now.
Yeah, there would have been no question. He takes these pieces, the rotten pieces, and he brings them across town to like a warehouse, right? Freaky guy. He just like has access to a warehouse for some reason.
I feel like he would. Like Jeff would have a warehouse.
Yeah. So he did. For him. Nobody else knows about it.
Oh, so it's a creepy warehouse.
He's like, well, I mean, like I'd imagine he doesn't like do much else.
Oh, you know? Like that's his day job.
This is his job. Yeah. This is his life.
Okay.
He's so passionate about the Ship of Theseus, actually.
Wait, I just thought of something.
What?
I was going to say he's so unemployed. He's just really wanting to fix the Ship of Theseus. He just has the time.
Your unemployed friend on a Tuesday?
Yeah. Like, I might as well, like,
no,
fix
he's not unemployed. Today. He's like a curator for the ship, like a museum.
So he's like historian.
That's what I'm imagining. Yeah, he's like a historian.
Okay, good for him. Okay, at least he found a job.
Anyway, he's so obsessed with it that he like takes all these old planks and he stores them because he's like, these are mine. These are mine now.
For history, for the memes.
Anyway, for the memes, exactly. The memes. He's gonna put them in his junk journal.
That was a personal
attack to Maggie. Once every plank has been removed, replaced, and brought to the warehouse, he takes all of the old pieces and arranges them exactly how they were on the ship, and he creates a replica with the original wood pieces.
Same size? Same scale?
It looks exactly the same.
Okay.
With the same, it has a sail. It has the mast. It has...
In the same spots.
Yep. Because he's so obsessed with it, he knows exactly where everything goes.
Of course he does.
It's like a puzzle.
Of course he knows.
He's obsessed.
He like numbered them.
Numbered them. He numbered them.
He numbered them.
Yeah. No, he's kind of a freak. Anyway, now we have one ship that the entire town associates with the stories of the Ship of Theseus, which is the one in the water.
Yep.
Right? Everyone knows about it. That's what they call the Ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
And then now we have a separate second ship that has the same physicality as the original.
God, I hate this.
But nobody in town knows about it.
Oh, well then if nobody knows about it, fuck that. It's not fucking...
Then it's not
the
ship then?
of Theseus.
So, okay, what if you take it and you plop it into the water next to the other one?
Wait before we get there.
Oh my god.
It's not the Ship of Theseus, it's the Ship of Jeff.
It's the Ship of Jeff.
It's Jeff's ship.
It's a dead ship of Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. It has to be properly named.
This is the Ship of Jeff. And we have the Ship of Theseus. But if you plopped it into the water next to the water one. I know you don't, but this is the whole point.
Is it on the other side of the dock? Where is the ship?
They're just sitting next to each other.
How is it next to each other if it's not on the dock?
It's docked.
It's docked right next
to it. It's docked in the water right next to it. Okay. You could, if you were standing on the Ship of Theseus, you could touch the Ship of Jeff. I started giggling before I got that out because Ship of Jeff is so ridiculous. So which one is the true ship? Gun to your head.
Gun to my head. That was an escalation.
Gun to your head. Which one can live? Which one must die?
Well, the new one is the Ship of Theseus.
The new one?
Wait, don't say it like that.
Wait, which one? The Ship of Theseus or the Ship of Jeff is the new one?
The new one is the Ship of Theseus.
So the one that's been replaced.
Yes.
With the new planks.
Wait, I don't like that. Because are you asking which one's the original?
No, just which one is the true? Which one deserves the title more? If Jeff was like, hey guys, I rebuilt this so we can get rid of the old one.
Why would they get rid of the old one?
I don't know.
Wait, the old one being Jeff? Or the old one being...
Oh, shit.
I'm confused.
No. Okay, let me clear this up. Jeff.
Yes.
Takes the Ship of Jeff. Why is Jeff so funny? Oh my god.
It's so ridiculous.
It's
so modern.
Name. If your name is Jeff, I'm so sorry. But congrats on your new ship. I'm gonna cry.
Me too.
Anyway,
it's okay.
This is serious, guys.
Very serious topic.
This is serious. Anyway, so Jeff takes his ship.
Mm-hmm.
He puts it next to the one that has
the new plank one.
Yes.
Okay.
And wait, what was the question?
I forgot.
Which one is more the Ship of Theseus? If one of them has to go, if Jeff is like, hey, I've been taking care of this ship for years, and I did everyone a favor, and I put together the original pieces so we can enjoy that instead. You know?
So it's instead. They can't have
only
both.
One of them. Yeah, only one of them can have the title.
I'm gonna hate myself for this, but I think it's the old plank one.
You think it's Jeff's?
Ship of Theseus. Yeah.
The Ship of Jeff is now the Ship of Theseus?
I think so.
Then what is the other one called now?
They switched names.
No, they can't switch names. That's gonna be too confusing. They can't switch names.
Okay, so then the other one is now
trashed. It just
gone.
Doesn't exist anymore.
It's gone.
If we take it apart and we throw it away.
Ship of gone.
But also, will the Ship of Jeff be able to last? Because there was a reason that
he's just gonna have to redo it again. Why did he put it in the water?
Be back in this situation.
Why did he put it in the water if he knows it's gonna rot?
Well, then if he kept it in the warehouse, would it have changed your mind?
I think it depends on the climate.
I mean, okay, so if it's in the warehouse, let's just say it's not gonna rot anymore. It's still rotten, but it'll be fine.
In the warehouse.
And then people can come see it there?
Yeah, in a museum type of way.
Okay. And you would think that would be more deserving of the title.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So let's consider an approach that applies more to human life. Okay. Because we've been talking about ships.
Of course.
Let's talk about people.
Well, you're talking about Jeff.
And Jeff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jeff specifically and his body.
Okay.
No, let's not.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to imagine
Jeff's
Jeff's
you were
body.
going to talk about Jeff. Okay.
No.
I thought you were being serious.
Sorry, Jeff. Not interested.
How many times have we said Jeff in this whole?
Guys, can we get a Jeff counter in the corner, please?
Ding, ding, ding.
Cell turnover. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it should. Basically, it's all of the cells in your body die off and are replaced at different rates.
Okay, yes.
You know? And I've always heard that your body's cells are replaced like every 7 to 10 years.
Oh.
Right? Have you heard that? Or
no, I haven't.
Okay. So that's like a general,
like science.
Yeah, every 7 years, all of your body's cells have been replaced.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Turns out skin cells, they're replaced every few weeks.
Okay, going off of
Gross.
skin cells, are they like little bugs in your skin?
Bugs?
Like, I've seen something on TikTok that was like...
You're thinking of mites.
Oh.
In like your hair.
No, I'm thinking my face.
Like your eyebrow hairs and your eyelashes.
Is that where they are?
Yeah. There's little mites.
Mm.
And they keep you...
They're like good mites
clean,
or something. Yeah.
I think.
They do something.
I think they eat the sweat.
I sweat a lot.
There you go.
They're really
Thank you,
hungry.
mites.
They're starving.
They're well fed.
If anything, they're really well fed.
I actually have no idea if that's the point of them, and they might actually be terrible for you. I
thought they were good.
Making that up. I think they're normal.
They're normal, but like maybe not.
Maybe they are good. I know that having hair on your having your eyebrows is to wick away sweat from your eyes.
I have to look it up really fast, actually. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes, it's considered normal for humans to have mites on their skin. These are microscopic mites called dermotex mites. They're very common. That's all they're saying.
I have a feeling that's not how it's pronounced.
It says demo. Oh, it's not dermo. There's no R. Demodex mites.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know what they do, but they said they're fine.
Okay. Everyone, don't worry. Your mites can stay. They are okay. But also, guess how long it takes you to for your skeletal muscles to turn over?
Like years.
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
So mine's done it at least once.
Hopefully. It takes up to 15 years. Could have done it twice. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it depends on. I just found that fact and I was like, gross.
It's really gross. I don't like that.
Anyway, I think also as we age, the process slows down. Like the cell turnover slows down. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with cancer and how it's developed, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Because I know like cancer is like, you know what? I actually don't know what cancer. It's
ruins the whole process apparently.
It's like a mistake of the cells multiplying, I think. And they keep, instead of like fixing the mistake cells, it just keeps going with those ones. And that's how cancer spreads and spreads. Yeah.
Got it.
I think.
Fact check us.
Basically, this cell turnover topic gives us a direct comparison of the human body to the Ship of Theseus.
Okay.
Like we are the Ship of Theseus, basically.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
The planks are our cells.
Okay.
And that kind of makes the question easier to consider, right? If you think about it from a human perspective. Because at first you're like, okay, a ship, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay.
I actually really cared about the ship. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, good. Is it just because of the hot sailors or?
No, but like they probably.
No, but they helped.
It's Jeff.
No, it's Jeff.
Jeff just really inspired me.
Okay.
Yeah.
New question. Are you a different person than you were 7 years ago?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Personality-wise, 100%.
Yeah, you've like grown and you've evolved as a person and you've learned a lot.
Yeah.
But you're still the same person.
Yeah, I've grown.
You remember, kind of, like you remember being whatever age you were 7 years ago. 19?
Well, you did fast math.
Fast math, baby.
I don't remember being 19.
Me neither. And that was only 3 years ago for me.
Remember being 19.
That was a blur. Anyway, but you remember like being a child. You have memories from being a kid. You can you can say like, yeah, that was me because I remember doing it.
Yeah. But
also, in this comparison, the warehouse ship of old planks is like equivalent to taking your dead cells and gluing them together and being like this zombie. Is me. Yeah, it's like Frankenstein's monster.
Ew. Basically. Wait, I don't like that
Isn't
anymore.
That gross?
Ew. That's disgusting.
I know.
And terrifying.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
That's
Can
what you
imagine
chose?
cells like doing that. You're like, hey, this is Maggie.
Ew.
She's looking real cute today.
She's looking real good today. And it's just your dead skin.
Ew. That is disgusting.
It's so gross. Anyway, that's what you chose though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I'm proud of it.
I'm not. I'm really not proud of that.
Real quick, we're going to talk about John Locke. Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Right? Philosopher.
Oh, okay.
But also main character in Lost. I just recently watched Lost for the first time.
I have never seen Lost.
And I haven't shut up about it.
Like clips on TikTok.
Right. Oh my God. Watch Lost.
I'm sure a lot of people have.
I'm looking directly into the camera. Watch Lost. If you haven't watched it. I know. I was a child. I was so young when it was airing.
It was like 2000s or something.
2004, I think is when it started. I was 2.
You were 2. I was 6.
So no, of course I wasn't watching every like Sunday night trying to see what was going on, you know? I couldn't. That was not my choice.
You're like, Barney it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's Dora?
Not Dora.
Oh my God. Loved Dora. That was my shit. Anyway.
Too many years of Dora.
They literally named one of the main characters after this philosopher, spelled the same way and everything.
Interesting.
Which is like,
I don't know why I think John Locke with like, I'm thinking John Proctor.
The Pilgrim?
Mm-hmm.
In the witch trials?
Yeah.
I think that's a character in...
What's that called?
The Crucible.
Crucible. Yep. Okay. I was thinking Crucible. Not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
Not the same person. Okay.
No.
John's,
Totally.
Go off.
Anyway, so they definitely like after watching Lost, like they chose the right name for that character.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, like it totally fit. Anyway.
Interesting.
But he asked a lot, the philosopher, not the character. He asked a lot about like what makes us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first philosopher to say that body theory was like bullshit. He was like, this is stupid.
Interesting.
Like if my body changes all the time, like I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
Idiot. You know?
Get it. Yeah.
And he was like, psychological continuity theory is in.
The fuck is that?
It's all the rage. This is like your mind, basically.
Oh, okay.
Your consciousness.
I like that.
Yeah. He was the guy.
He's my guy.
Yeah, he's your guy. And he talked about body switching. He talked about it in like this thought about the cobbler and the prince or something, but like that's boring, so I'm gonna talk about Freaky Friday instead.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Go off.
We've all seen Freaky Friday.
Yeah, why'd I say that?
So what'd you say?
I said go off, queen.
Go off, queen. Slay.
Oh
my God. So if you and I had a Freaky Friday moment and we switched bodies,
that would kill me.
Oh my God, it's not that bad in here, okay?
No, I just
jeez.
I can't imagine living your life.
I just like wouldn't.
It's fine, but I just don't like it.
I think I wouldn't shower. Like I'd be like, I'm uncomfortable.
So weird about that. Yeah.
I'd be like, just looking up while I'm getting dressed.
So much skinnier. It'd be great.
So if we switch bodies, my consciousness and thoughts and memories and everything would all be working the same way. Just in your body.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So I would still feel like me, but just in like a weird vessel. Like it might feel a little bit weird physically.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah. I might be like, oh, I'm used to being this height. Now I'm a couple inches taller, or like it would just feel a little bit weird. But my brain would still be working. Not my brain. My mind would still be working the same way.
Okay.
So I'd still be me.
Is there a difference between the mind and the brain?
The brain is like the physical thing.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like you're talking about the soul.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the consciousness specifically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is, I would equate to being the mind.
Yeah. Okay.
There's probably some debate about that though.
Absolutely. Probably. But I think that makes sense.
Okay. That's how I'm going to say it. And yours would also function just the same, just in my body. So our bodies are host vessels, if you will,
Yes.
would not be the things that make us who we are.
Yes.
Because we would still feel emotionally, and we would still have all our memories.
Yeah.
We would just be temporarily in a weird
life, like another life. Like, because you'd have to live that person's life as if you're them.
Yeah, so I'll get into that.
Okay. Sorry, I keep segueing.
No, that's actually my next sentence. So they help others identify us, our bodies. Like in Freaky Friday, the other people recognize them as the body that they're in. So they have to like go and live the life of the body that they're in.
Yep.
But that doesn't change who they are on the inside.
Exactly.
Like, they are
because she was still acting like a teenager.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our bodies, like, it doesn't change what's going on. It changes like how weird it feels, probably.
Can't imagine.
But it's the same. Our brains are still doing the same shit. So Locke was specifically really into this idea of memory being an anchor to keep you connected to the past. Basically, I know I am the same person as I was yesterday because I can remember yesterday and the things that I did. But maybe I can't remember what I did 2 days ago. So it's like, am I the same person as I was 2 days ago? I can't really remember it. Well, I can remember yesterday, and yesterday I was able to remember 2 days ago.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So therefore, I know I'm the same person as I was 2 days ago because you create a link.
Yeah, you just know from past experience.
It's like, I have a memory from when I was 4.
Jesus.
Right? I don't remember much of my childhood other than that. And I don't remember specifics from that memory. I just remember that I have that memory.
Is it because someone told you that, or you just remember what happened?
I don't know.
Interesting.
But I am connected to that person that I was when I was 4.
Yeah.
Because I remember being able to remember that day. So I know at least from now to when I was 4, I'm the same person.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. That's all I'm going to talk about memory.
Okay.
For now, because it gets heavier. That was
really confusing for a second, but I followed. I was really trying to follow.
I'm so sorry. I hope it made sense.
It did.
So, quick little ending. My ending to this is going to be the history of the Ship of Theseus. Okay. Just like a little wrap up.
I love it.
So, Greek philosopher Plutarch, Hunger Games reference.
What?
Plutarch Heavensby.
Who's that?
Oh. The guy, he's like the head game maker in
I didn't realize that was
later games.
Wait, it was the guy with the weird...
No, that's Seneca.
Oh. That's Seneca?
Plutarch is,
Wait, no, Seneca is the... No, that's Cinna.
No, Plutarch is the, he's played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. Remember the guy that passed?
That person is. Oh, yes.
He helps lead the rebels.
Yes.
In the final movies.
I liked him. Okay, yes.
Yeah. When I saw Plutarch, I was like, oh, Plutarch, what are you doing here?
I didn't realize that was his name.
Yeah, named after a Greek philosopher.
Oh, that's
a fun fact. The creator of the Ship of Theseus.
That's crazy.
He wrote a book, the philosopher, not the guy from
Right. I figured.
He wrote a book called The Life of Theseus, which has this passage. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Word for word.
Okay.
So we can make fun of it. Okay.
Oh.
Just like some of the words are a little funny. Quote, "The ship wherein Theseus and the youth of Athens returned from Crete had 30 oars, and was preserved by the Athenians down even to the time of Demetrius Phalereus. For they took away the old planks as they decayed, putting in new and strong timber in their places, insomuch that this ship became a standing example among the philosophers for the logical question of things that grow. One side holding that the ship remained the same, and the other contending that it was not the same."
So where does he stand?
I don't know where he stands. But that's the introduction.
He just was saying what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's talking about the life of Theseus, and this is just like a single paragraph in it, and then people were like, "Oh my god, let's talk about it."
Oh my god. Okay.
Like that's where it started, just that passage.
Okay.
So that was the start of the discussion. And then Thomas Hobbes, you've probably heard of him, another philosopher. No? Okay.
Hobbes, I've heard Hobbes.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of people's last name.
Are you thinking of like the cartoon Thomas No, what's his name? Something in Hobbes. That's like the tiger and the little kid.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
I'm assuming that's who he's named after. Thomas Hobbes is named after the tiger in...
Oh, Thomas Hobbes is named after the tiger. Okay.
Totally.
Yeah. That's
anyway.
Right.
Anyway, but he was a way later philosopher.
Okay.
And he added the part about the other ship, like it being reassembled with its old pieces. Okay. So that wasn't introduced until like the 1600s.
Okay.
But the original Greek, like Plutarch passage, was in the 1st century.
Wow, that's a difference.
Like right after Jesus.
Yeah. So like Jesus was around, he left, and then they're like the Ship of Theseus.
Exactly.
They had to have something to occupy them. They're like, we're waiting for Jesus to come back. I actually don't know anything about the Bible.
I don't know when he came back.
I'm talking on my ass
but
right now.
This is AD, so this is after death or the Common Era. So this is like right now, that's what we're in.
After death?
After Jesus' death.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that's what it was. Because I know...
That's what year we're in.
Or no, AC, no. BC is before Christ.
Before Christ. And then AD is after death. But if you're talking non-Jesus like, you would say we are in the Common Era. And then BCE
I have heard of that.
is before the Common Era.
Oh my God. Okay.
But really, like, we are counting the years since Jesus. The Christians won.
Oh, Christians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was in the 1st century.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. But since the 1st century, similar stories have been used to spark similar discussions.
Oh?
Yeah. Like the grandfather's axe, which is the same thing pretty much, but it asks, like, is an axe still the same if you replace the handle and the blade multiple times?
I would say no.
Probably not. No. It depends. If there's like, I don't know. It depends on the memories attached to it, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Like if it's passed down throughout whatever, like this is still the axe, like.
But like maybe it's not.
But it's not.
Anyway.
But again, like people are calling it the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could go down it's the same thing basically. And then there's this British sitcom called Only Fools and Horses, and they had a character named Trigger. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Brits, I don't know what they're doing over there, but he has a broom that he's used for 20 years, but he's replaced the head 17 times and the handle 14 times. And it's like used as a joke. He's like talking to his buddies. He's like, I've had this broom for 20 years. And they're like, wow, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, well, I've replaced the head 17 times. And they're like,
that's okay.
That's not
a new broom.
That's not the same broom.
That's okay.
Because he's like bragging about it. He's like, yeah, like, same broom.
Okay.
And they're like, no.
Yeah.
But it's like told as a joke. Not so funny. Oh. This one.
Okay, serious.
So it's from a Buddhist text called Da Zidu Lun.
Okay.
Which is like a huge religious text. But it tells a story of a traveler who comes across 2 demons. One demon starts ripping off all of the parts of his body, one by one, while the other demon replaces them with body parts of a corpse.
So a zombie?
Basically a zombie, or like Frankenstein's zombie. Monster. Yeah. Yeah, that one's not as fun. But the traveler's like, I don't know who I am anymore. Like, duh.
Obviously.
Also, you're traumatized. I
bit my tongue so hard. Obviously.
And then the last one I have is, in Japan, there's a building called the Ise Grand Shrine, which is rebuilt with new wood every 20 years. So it's a real life Ship of Theseus.
Oh my God.
But theirs is like, it's like a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It's a shrine in a forest that is meant to have like spiritual properties.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a duty that they have, I guess, to rebuild it every 20 years with the same forest.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still call it the same thing.
Well, yeah, but it's a spiritual aspect to it.
This is true.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows? Anyway, that is all I have. Next time, I guess I will talk about some memory, and we'll go a little bit deeper into that. I'll see if I can make it a little bit more fun.
Okay, that was pretty fun.
Try to talk about like cloning also and what that would mean.
Would that be the same thing as like, well, not cloning would be the same thing, but what's it called? When there's another you, but it's like evil. Doppelganger.
Oh, a doppelganger?
Yeah.
You should talk about like the conspiracy of doppelgangers, because scary.
I love like conspiracies of like all the scary things.
Like paranormal stuff?
Yeah.
We could totally do some spooky stuff too.
I love some spooky
Just
stuff.
to like give us a break from the heavy like mind hurting stuff, you know? Yeah, we'll talk about Luigi Mangione and then like some haunting stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
That'd be so fun. Anyway,
well, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was actually a really great topic to start with, to be honest. Thank you. It gives a lot of persona, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know if I'm using that word right.
I don't think you are. That's okay.
Just ignore what I just said.
That's okay. Next time, are we going to record this next episode right now? We're going to take a little break.
Right, we're going to take a little break and then we'll do the next one since I'm already here.
Next time, we will have Maggie's episode on the Titanic.
Yep.
You'll have that to look forward to.
And I hope so. I don't know if I did as many notes as you did.
That's okay.
Okay.
We can just talk about it.
Okay, great.
We'll see.
You need to watch Titanic.
Like, I guess I do.
Badly.
I guess I do.
Yeah.
I will. At some point.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for listening or watching or whatever.
Thanks for being here.
We appreciate it. We will be back with another episode at some point.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
We haven't decided on a schedule yet, but...
Nope. But we'll figure it out.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.